Uh, yeah, like PAL. This is a Dreamcast game. Um, I was just thinking, like, there are a few consoles. There are a few consoles that I don't have a lot of games for, like NES and Super Nintendo and Mega Drive and Dreamcast. There are a couple consoles that I don't have a lot of games for. Um, and it would actually be like a guy. He said like, yeah, if they really wanted to, they could make new copies of old games, right? Um, of course, with Dreamcast, you can literally, if you want to, you can actually burn CDRs and play them even easier than PlayStation 1. You just burn it and they just play. But it's a thing, and maybe they could actually do that for older consoles. Um, it's a thing though. They could make like new games. I mean, like let's just say they could make 10 or 15 games, uh, like a new release for a old console. Because like now, let's say you want a lot of Dreamcast games. How are you gonna get that? Um, Mega Drive is obviously easier because it was more Sega was more popular and Mega Drive. Um, Even Saturn, I think I have more. Um, I think I have more Saturn games than Dreamcast games. But that's the way. That's the thing about original hardware is you have all these consoles, and somehow you gotta be able to use them, right? And you're gonna, it's kind of a pain in the ass because but maybe it would actually be possible. Like let's say 10 or 15 games. Um, new retro versions, new retro games, printed. You know, a guy talked about it, and I found it kind of interesting. I mean, if they did that, I would like. I What about NES, for example? NES, first Nintendo console, Sega, all the Sega consoles. I would buy it, but it's hard because they're older. The consoles are older, so they don't make um Sega. This was Sega's last console, but they are still popular in arcade. Or they were, but now they only have one arcade in Japan, I think. But um, maybe it would actually be like a thing where they make 10 games, 10 retro games for this and this consoles, new versions. Maybe that could actually be possible. Um, I don't know. I mean, I guess, but yeah, a guy talked about it, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. For people who don't actually have the old games or the old versions, and they kind of want to, you know, for a collection or something like that. I don't know.